Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. What's going on, freaks? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for last month. We had a good month. Our donation night was, so-so, but the month altogether was pretty good. So the channel was able to donate $5,500. At the end of the show, I think I forgot to I always thank everybody as the show's going on, but at the end I usually thank everybody again. I think I took off. So everybody who supported the channel last night, I appreciate it. But tonight's a new month, so hopefully we can start off well tonight. Alright, we got K-Me up there already going. But that's pretty crazy, right? That we were able to give away $5,500. Now, there's other YouTube channels out there in the true crime world that make way more than my channel does, even with me asking every single night if you guys can help support the channel, blah, 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 blah. And they don't donate a nickel. So at least we're doing something over here. All right. So it's just like every other night in here. If you during the show, if you guys want to help support the channel, that would be awesome. I get these stupid comments, people going, "Grain, everybody else doesn't ask, it's more organic." Yeah, I get it, I get what they're saying, but if you leave it up to organic, just complete organic, I think there's nights where you wouldn't make $1 because people just, that's the way it is, and I can't afford to have nights like that. If I'm going to spend the hours and hours doing the shows, I just can't do it. So, when people bitch and moan that you ask, well, they can just go F themselves, all right? I have no time for you. All right, let's see. Go do something else. Hey, thanks, CR. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, so what we're doing tonight is we're going back to the little spin wheel. So for every $5 you send in, you get a pie or whatever you want to call it on the spin wheel at the end, and then so that means K-Me got 1 and CR gets 5. She gets 5 wedges, I guess you might call it, at the end. All right, so there you go. All right. Aren't you guys getting sick of that too? Like, I don't know what else to do on here when I'm saying, hey, you guys, if you can help support the channel, because there's no other options. It's just up to your whim. I'm just trying to remind people. So I just don't know, what I'm supposed to be doing. Can anybody tell me what I'm supposed to be doing? If I don't ask, what am I supposed to be doing? Just I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, the video I made today I thought was pretty interesting, We've talked about those kind of things on my live stream, but there's a lot of stuff I do on my live streams that I think would be better in videos for everybody else. Um, but the problem is even when I do the live streams, like somebody today asked, Gray, so which direction did Dylan run to go downstairs? And it's like, it's right there in the video, man. Every element that you would possibly need to know is right there in the video that I even put out today. Not only that, we've talked about it a lot. I don't care if somebody asks the question, but if, you know, it's like I'm showing it to you. You can see that you go up the stairs, you take a right. You know, Dylan's room's right over there to the left. You know, through the little step down. You know, about as clear as you can get. Well, they're not short form. Well, they're just videos. I've always done videos. I didn't do as many. I've been doing a lot more videos. So I get, you know, you get a lot more subs from videos than you do from live streams. That's just the way it is. Yeah, it doesn't work, Elena. I've done it. We've tried all that stuff before. It doesn't work at all. So, you know. Is there anything you ever say that's sort of like helpful? You know, it's just, we've tried all of those things. The banners, you know, whatever you want to call it, it just doesn't work. But, yeah, we were able to give out last month. I think we gave 1,000 to Texas EquiSearch, 1,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We gave 500 to Ethan Smile. We gave 500 to the other. I always forget the name of it. And then we gave 1,500 to our. We gave 500 to Libby and Abbey Ballpark. We gave 1,500 to our DNA fund, and then there was 500. I can't remember where else that went. So $5,500. And that's from the ad revenue and the super chats and everything combined. I'm able to do that. Let's see. Yeah, so that's what I'm letting you guys know. I mean, we're already kind of starting off kind of slow. This is the first night of the month. It'd be nice to get something moving forward here. Thank you, Ted Bundy. The serial killer who supports my channel. Unbelievable, everybody. Oh yeah, you guys go check out the video that I made today and go read the comments under there. I mean, some of the dumbest people on the planet are in there. You know, otherwise known as pro-burgers, who still have questions. These, you know, why was there a rolled up $2 bill on Xana's dresser? Who cares? It has nothing to do with the case at all. College students do stuff, you know. I mean, they just do stuff. I don't care. It is absolutely irrelevant to the case, everybody. So you can sit there and ask the question 1,000 times, and it won't make any difference at all. And people say Brian Koberger didn't confess. Yeah, I think when you plead guilty without the possibility to appeal, it's not an Alford plea. You're basically confessing at that point. All right? You know, you can call it whatever the hell you want to call it, but that is what he's doing. He admits that he did it. Great, technically that's not true. You see the difference? I don't give a shit. Everybody knows what you know, he did it. All right? All the conspiracy goes out the window with admission. All right, we got to put Ted Bundy on the spinning wheel over here. There we go. Ray, do we know where Murphy was? I think he's just moving around inside the house, to be honest with you. Dottie? I think Murphy was out and about inside the house, running up and down the stairs, doing whatever it was doing. It was not being controlled, nor was it contained at any point. That's my opinion. I think the facts and what Dylan heard and kind of point that out. I mean, I guess it's possible. No, I mean, it isn't, because the door was open when the police got there. So that means he had free reign of the house. He could move around. Not necessarily, Gray. Maybe the other killer did it. What other killer? What the hell are you talking about? See, I can have a conversation with pro-burgers in my mind because these are conversations I've had in the comment sections. It's not like I'm not even making up what I'm saying. It's just sort of like, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Him to get... Yeah, it'd be great if he made a statement. Yeah. I mean, I think at some point we'll hear. You know, he'll want to get some more... He'll be sort of missing out on the notoriety, and then he'll want to sell his story, and we'll hear something. And we'll know it's true if the story makes him look bad. If the story comes out and he looks good, then you can just count on it being complete garbage. Yeah, right, exactly. That's true, Christopher. Yeah, in court, the judge had him confess. He said, did you do these crimes? And he said, yes. He did each one of them. Remember that? Right, exactly. Murphy is a scary cat type dog. I don't know. He seemed like he was kind of barking. And it's hard to really say what was happening there. Thank you, Christopher Marshburn. Yeah. I mean, his entire trip to Pullman, Washington was to kill. That's why he went there. It wasn't like, I'm going to become a professor, but by the way, I might kill too. I think he went there to kill. And the professor was sort of the ruse to sort of make him seem like a regular person, but he just couldn't do it. And he bought the K-bar knife late March of the same year and the balaclava in the same year. I mean, doesn't that just mean something to people? I mean, he bought the balaclava and, Gray, lots of people go skiing. I'm never watching again. And by the way, I know people don't like my voice and they tune away. Bye-bye, because I'm going to keep doing that voice forever on this show. All right? And as a matter of fact, I've been doing it for, years and years and years. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that's exactly what the pro-burgers sound like. Oh my God, you guys, Callie threw me in prison right out of the gate. Does that mean I have to go into prison? She said, so mean, so mean, so mean. And then, but Gray, so mean. I got two of them. Oh boy. Right out of the gate. There we go, you guys. That's too bad, man. Callie said so mean, and then followed up by Esther M saying, but Gray, so mean, and then, it's trouble time at that point. But the coffee never came? What does that mean? I don't get it. Yeah. I don't get that one. But the coffee never came. How about that? Does that sound good? Yeah. So, you guys are going to have to bail me out of here to get moving tonight. Of course, if you're still qualified for the spin at the end if you do 5 or more. All right? Love your voice, great. Well, there you go. Yep. Hey, you guys shouldn't throw me in prison if you're not going to bail me out. I'm stuck in here now. Yep, the pro-burger voice. Did Idaho had... is that partial bail there, Ted Bundy? I can't tell. You got to put the word bail in there. When the people who throw you in prison definitely need to help bail out. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Carrie Summers. I was called so mean twice up above. I got tossed in prison. There's Allie Cake. Put you in there too. We already got a few people in there for the spin already, you guys. And what should we have? We'll have, I think we need to go back. I got the notebooks I'm out of the blue, those little blue pens, but everything else is still there. The stress ball, the notebooks, the. So we'll go back to doing that. You just have to send me your address, and then we'll ship them off. Got to get through the notebooks. I think this one, what was in it? It was Chloe, right? The Chloe notebooks. And there's Teresa staring blankly, Murray, Esther, and Callie. Okay, all right. Looks like we, that's probably good enough to get bailed out. No, of course I have to walk to the hotel and sleep in the parking lot, but that's all right. All right. All right. So does anybody have any questions about the video from earlier today? I mean, there's more stuff on that one document that I didn't get to. Hey, thanks. Joan Four-Wheeler Basic. Very cool. All right. You got 4 spins. Or pieces of pie, I guess. Don't worry, I won't be rage quitting. That's the troll's favorite word. There's only been a couple times. Like the thing is, if I'm doing a show and we're, you know, like nobody's supporting the channel that night, I need to do something else that's productive. You know what I'm saying? Like move on to something else. So those are the nights that I have to go start making a video for the next day to try to make up the difference. And that's just kind of the way it is. I mean, if people can't understand that, then not sure what to tell you. 300 Marriott points if you need me to get hotels. All right. Well, if you could convert it, that'd be great. Let's see. Like I got it. Yeah, so we got so many, there's so many images out right now. It's crazy. Hey, there's CR. So currently I have CR and Lisa Valenzuela are the only 2 people who have purchased the new mug and have sent me the picture of them going, "I'm never watching again," face. So you got to do a selfie and send it in. And then we'll have the winner win, like, you know, a hoodie and all those good stuff, all right? So there you go. Yeah. So that's what we're waiting for. You guys, you need to email them in, all right? Now, don't change it to my heart, but Kaylee, I don't know what that means. Don't charge it to my heart, but Kaylee only had 1 sock on. Don't charge it to your heart. What does that mean? Never heard of that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Koberger took a sock or not. I don't know if they ever found it. Yeah, maybe they found it in the house. If they didn't find it, maybe he took it. Don't know. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's see. Well, what first I want to go off of like and see what you have if you had any questions related tonight. Hey, look at that. Ted Bundy even ordered the mug. Crazy. Don't charge it to my heart. I've never heard that in my life. Have any of you guys ever heard that phrase? I've never heard that one, Juju Bean. Mm-hmm. He's fighting him. Yeah, I think she was like kicking him with his feet and stuff, and he kind of came in. He might have grabbed her foot, and I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen like the inventory. Like, is there another sock that was found? Uh-huh. Right. So just take a look at this. I've got this right here. So for the people who still aren't sure, like, you know, and they were wondering where Dylan went. All right, this is exactly how it looks. See, these are the stairs that go up. That's Dylan's room right there. The kitchen is right down this hallway right here, and then Xana's right down that hallway. You know, right there. There's a pong table right in this area, and then when Dylan left the room, she ran out like this, and then straight over there, and then down the steps. All right, and then looked down the hallway over there. So probably a better place to look at that would be, let's see, probably like right here is perfect. This is like the perfect shot. So Dylan's room is right through that wall. You know, you just go right down this step, turn to the left, that's her room. So when she left, she came out and went basically like this and then down the stairs. And as she was leaving, she could look down the hall and see, you know, Xana laying on her back. This is before we knew how they were positioned when I did this 360-degree image right there. And, you know, we heard today that there's actually blood on this wall here. And it seems like they even said over here. So it seems like he was like flinging the knife trying to attack her, but maybe he wasn't able to attack Xana out here because the guy in yesterday's video, or, you know, the documents we were reading, it sounded like they said that the, what was it? That Xana was attacked in the room. You know, that's what the evidence shows. Now, I mean, I think if she was being stabbed elsewhere, they'd say the attack started down the hall, and, you know, but then you hear Bill Thompson say, you know, like she was chased down the stairs. See, I think when they say that she was chased down the stairs, they're referring to what, you know, Dylan says. I mean, I think they believe that she did hear like a dog and, you know, Xana, or, you know, they think it's Xana, obviously, because it is, went upstairs with the dog, Murphy, and then saw something and said, hey, there's somebody here, and then ran down the stairs. You know, what all the wackos who believe that really was Kaylee don't seem to ever want to think about is, if it's Kaylee, then she had to go back upstairs. And that's not, Dylan was right there and never heard anybody go back up the stairs. So for it to be Kaylee, she would have had to go back upstairs again. And we know that's just not true because she's behind Madison Mogen on the bed. So you got her on the bed, Madison Mogen, and then on the other side of her, sort of, you know, closer to the north wall, that's where Kaylee is. So it's not like you would run upstairs and then jump behind somebody and be... It's just really... The story is that they were woken up. Madison Mogen was being attacked. Kaylee woken, and then she was killed too, simultaneously in the same moment there. Right? And then I think he'd already killed both Kaylee and Madison, and that's when Xana came upstairs. And... you know, either brought the dog up just randomly, or she heard something up there and was going to, you know, drop off Murphy while checking out what the noise is. And when she got up there, she's like, oh, somebody's here, and then is chased down the stairs. And it's all within like a 3 to 4 minute window. All right, guys, we're having a massive lull again. Massive lull. The only way to keep the goals going is when we're continuing, and you get put on a list now for a spin at the end. We do where is that damn thing? It's up there. A spin wheel. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Where the hell is it? Yep. Is it right there? Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't see it on my desktop, but I have the list here, so I'll have to go find it. that it? Oh, there it is right there. Wheel of Names. It's weird because when I go there, oh, there it was. It still even has our people's name in there. See this? Like on this website, it's got everybody's still in there. So that's what it looks like, and then we fill it up at the end and spin. All right. Yeah, notebook. Yeah, I already said that. But can we? Let's. I don't want to have one of those nights where I'm constantly having to ask over and over and over again. This is the first night of the month. We need to get a good start going, and if you guys have the ability to support the channel, that would be great. So that next month, this month that we're in, we can also. We had a month earlier this year that was so bad that the channel was only able to give out $1,000, which is really shitty for what we do. And so, we're trying to make up for that one. Yep. I have a bad feeling again. Here we go. Hey, thanks, Bill, on the Venmo. Put you in there. I got it. Thank you. Thanks, Dixie Hippie. But great! I'm never watching again. Yeah, so in this portion here at the end, I didn't read this part, but I mean, some of this is pretty interesting. So maybe we can go look around on using my model to see where all these different spots are right here. So sort of interesting that the, right here, look at this. They started 3D scans of Colonel Mogan's room. I mean, that's crazy. That means they have the Pharaoh scan in there, and they have, somewhere out there, is a complete 360-degree model with great detail of both rooms with the victims in the room. I mean, you're talking about, like, it's just crystal clear. They can look at it whenever they want and sort of see how things were. It's crazy. They have used my videos in at least one court case out there in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah. All right. So up here, then the next one says about 7:05. Detective Powell, Detective Schwecke, and I started marking the evidence with numbered placards, while Detective Roberts photographed the exhibits. The following evidence was recorded and/or collected. So there's a shoe print casting located west of residence near the fence line. Now let me open up Google Earth here. Hey, thanks, Stephanie Sprague. All right. I got you in there for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, that's right. Bill gets, if you send one in like PayPal or Venmo or something, you get 2. Because YouTube doesn't take anything. All right, so Carrie Summers, thank you. And then we've got Alley Cat. Alley Cake and Alley Cat. Yeah. Thank you, guys. So when they say west of the residence, So I think there's a fence that goes like right along here. I think right here actually, right there. And so they're saying west along, so right around over here. But we saw those footprints where they're right there and they're going this way and that way. But maybe the person came over here and went like this. I mean, you know what's interesting? Do you guys remember in my videos where, I mean, I have it where he parks the car at 408. And then I have him for 5 minutes casing the joint. You know, like he's literally walking around. What if that's what that was? Like he goes to the back and then walks around the front. He's just in his all black. He's walking around. He's looking in the windows and stuff. And then I think he maybe moved his car at 413 from right here up to this location. And then that's when he finally went into the house. And maybe, you know, I don't know how he got in there. He could have gone down like this and then just went across the cement and there's no footprints. And he went right in. But wouldn't that be interesting, though, if those other footprints are actually with him, where him walking around, he went to the sliding glass door, he checked it out, he's looking around, he's getting up his nerve and so forth. You know, who knows? But here's the thing. We don't even know if those footprints are his at this point. They could have been made like the night before at some point in the evening. Except it's, you know, the only part that's weird is why are you walking back there into the woods? Doesn't really make any sense. Hey, thanks, Jill, little old me, for the coffee there. Yeah. Speculating that blood came off knife. Where? What are you talking about? Which part? Gray, do you think he snuck into the house while Xana was getting her DoorDash food? No. He wasn't anywhere near the house during that time. In fact, when she got her DoorDash food, he was heading down Taylor Avenue, and he doesn't make it back into the complex until 4:05, and then he does a 3-point turn, and then another 3-point turn. I mean, he parks the car after 4:08. So like 4:08-ish, he's parking his car, at least for the first time, around that time. And I think Xana would have got her food right at 4 when it was dropped off. I think the timing of Xana going to the kitchen and Koberger entering the house are close in proximity. I just don't know, you know, the order. Did she go to the kitchen first? Or was it second? I mean, we don't even know. Like, I have, you know, we put the speculation that she noticed the slider open, but that's not a fact. That's just sort of like a thought, you know, that she went in there and noticed the slider open. And then goes, ooh, I got to go check upstairs, you know. Hey, thanks, Timothy Cecil. Haven't supported in a while, so here is money. That's pretty funny, Timothy. Haven't supported in a while, so here is money. Thanks for your hard work, man. Hey, no problem, no problem. That's pretty funny, though. I don't know why that's funny to me, but yeah, it just sort of sounded funny. Does anyone know how Dylan was watching in the living room? Todd? I mean, can I ask something, though? Why is that something you're thinking about? Like, why is that, like, you know, something that you really give a shit about? Because I really don't give a damn, you know, what she was watching or how she was watching it or, you know, anything like that. Dylan has nothing to do with the crime. So it's like, it's not something that needs to be sleuthed out, you know? Yeah, it's just irrelevant, you know? it's like, it's like asking Neil Armstrong if he had a Snickers a week before he went on on the rocket, before he stepped on the moon. It's like, well, let's focus on the moon part. We don't really give a shit that he had a Snickers bar or something like that. Why are people even answering the question? It's just, you guys, it's ludicrous, okay? There's a TV in the living room. That's where they were watching shows. Then they went to bed, and then Kaylee and Madison came home, and they all went up to Kaylee's room, and Dylan actually woke up at that point. No, it can't be relevant. It's not relevant at all, Todd. It's not relevant at all. See, that's what I'm telling you. There's no possibility of it being relevant. That's hey Todd, you got everything just really whacked out in your timeline, okay? It's messed up. I'm just being honest. Let's see. Has nothing to do with that's what I'm trying to get people to see. See, we try to move forward. I'm just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together that matter, so that we just have a really good understanding. Some of it we have to just kind of guess, I guess. I don't know. So that's why I just think he left it there intentionally, Shelky. I think it's weird to think that he would go in there and go, ooh, let me put the knife on the bed really quick while I attack people. Yeah, it just seems strange to me. Well, I don't think you do, Todd. Yeah. Just based on your comment, I could tell you don't. So it's okay though. Maybe if you hang out here a little bit more, you'll actually understand it. Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of, Dylan and Bethany and I think Dylan's friend or something, they were watching in the living room. Then they went to bed. All right, so it has nothing to do with anything. They went to bed, and then Kaylee and Madison came home at around, 1:55, 1:58 or so. They got home. And then they all went up to Kaylee's room. Dylan and Bethany were like, hey, man, that grub truck looks pretty good. Let's go get some, Bethany, Dylan said, probably. Because I don't think Madison and Kaylee are going to go get some more. They're eating it. So Dylan texts the Uber driver, and the Uber driver responds and says, yeah, they're available. But then Dylan never responded. And they decided, and then Kaylee was getting ready for bed. And, likely was getting into bed. And then, so Madison, Bethany, and Dylan all went downstairs to let Murphy out, but Dylan went right to her room to go to sleep. And Bethany went outside with Madison for a little bit and got cold, and then went back inside while Madison's still outside with Murphy. And she put something in a cupboard and then grabbed some chips. And then went to her room downstairs on the first floor. And then, let's see. And then Madison was still, with Murphy. And then not too long after that, I would guess something like 2:30 to 2:35, she goes downstairs and asked Bethany, hey, have you seen Murphy? So at this point, Murphy is not... the whereabouts aren't known. So did Madison leave the back door unlocked, so open, so that Murphy could get inside? We don't know the answer to that question. But then she goes upstairs. She probably gets to her room at I would say 2:40. Probably just throws her jeans off, everything, puts on her pajamas, the pink top, the little sweatpants, and then jumps into bed. And she's sitting in there, and Kaylee, who was in her room, had already been trying to get a hold of her ex-boyfriend, Jack, who wasn't responding. So she had an idea and said, ooh, I wonder if Maddie calls, maybe he'll answer. So then she goes over to the room and gets in the bed with Maddie, and they, have Maddie try to call Jack a whole bunch of times, and then Kaylee tries to call, and he never answered the phone, and then eventually they went to sleep. Now, we don't know what the disposition of Murphy is during this time frame. Is he just kind of walking about in the house? Possible, yeah. Oh, Jesus, who cares, Todd? Who cares? You're wondering if Dylan went to a room and continued watching. Why? Why are you caring about that? Jesus. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get it at all. Makes no sense to me. You're not being rude. Your questions are just absolutely ludicrous. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. Gray, there's no stupid questions. They're all great. I just disagree with that. Right. Dylan's a victim. She has nothing to do with it. And so I'm not sure what the questions are about. Like, why do you so focus on the show? Can you explain it better maybe, Todd? Or... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it was a simple question, and we don't have the answer except she was watching it and then went to bed and then woke up to hang out with Kaylee, Madison, and Bethany for a few minutes and then went back to bed again. So we don't know what the answer is if she just kept going, ooh, let me go keep watching. I think she actually went to sleep. I think everybody in the house was asleep between, I would guess, like 3 o'clock and 4, other than Xana Kernodle and perhaps even Ethan for a little bit of that time. Because Xana Kernodle, they got home, and we don't know what time they actually got home, weirdly. But, I bet you they got home after 3 o'clock. And then they ordered the DoorDash, and then it got there at 4. She gets it, and she's still awake. She's the only one that is literally awake, I think, at 4 o'clock. See, when Dylan says at 4, she's just kind of guessing at a time frame. She started hearing stuff at like 4. At the earliest she could have heard stuff is like 4:09, but I think it's more like 4:14, 4:15. All right, there you go. Thank you. All right, guys, massive lull alert. Massive lull alert. It'd be nice to start this month off well. So for those of you who weren't able to help out on our last night on donation night, if you have the ability to help support tonight, that'd be great. We're just trying to get moving this month and have a good month. All right, the video I made today is doing, very average, and it won't really generate that much. So I need you guys' support to get the month going. And for every 5 you send in, you get put on the spin over here, where you get a pie on the, when I say pie, it's like this thing right here, a wedge, right there. Shut up, man. These people are idiots. You don't, hey, Isa, you've never donated a nickel, okay? So nobody's talking to you. I'm talking to the people who have the ability to support the channel and want to because they know what we do at the end of the month, okay? Were you here yesterday, Isa, where we donated $5,500 out of the income from the channel? Were you here? I don't think so. Okay, so go troll somewhere else. You're not welcome here. Thank you. Yeah, nobody said anybody had to do a damn thing. I'm just asking people to. This is what I have to do on here to keep the numbers up, to be able to do what we do. All right? I don't care how to pronounce it. You're not welcome here. I'm going to remove you from the channel myself. Okay? When people like you are not worth having around. Okay? Because you're never going to be somebody that's going to be good to have around. So have a good time, and maybe another channel will accept you in as the wacko that you are. Hey, thanks, Ted Bundy. There you go. Jesus, these people are so stupid. My God. Yeah. And I guess the difference is, you know, these other channels out there, they get like the network support. So when they do a video, they get like 80,000 views, and they don't need super chats or anything like that. My videos don't do that. And so they make more than I do just on videos and all that stuff. So they never have to ask or do anything. And so I have to ask to try to reach an income that I'm able to give. At least I'm giving away a massive portion of the income that comes in. You know, it's usually right around like 33%, something like that, of the entire gross income that comes in. And then I get taxed on it. You know, but you get these nut jobs that show up in here and just, they're all part of a community, though. It's not like something that I'm not aware of. You know he's innocent, somebody typed up there. Lawyer up for slandering Brian. I guess he slandered himself. You know, he admitted he did it. You guys, one of the only people supporting the channel tonight is a serial killer, Ted Bundy. I think we can do better than that. But thank you, Ted Bundy. We could definitely use some more channel memberships. I've only got 11. Yeah, that number is actually 260. So here's where we're at now, you guys. $260,500 since January of 2020. We're at 31,000 this year. We did 49 last year, 57 the year before that, 62 the year before that, 42 the year before that, 22 the year before that. I don't like the fact that we've gone down since 62, 57, 49. But 2022 was a crazy combination of these certain cases during a time frame. And then, you know, so we're at 31. If we can do like 4444, that'd be 6. We'd be at like 47 something. Hopefully we can do better than that, though. All right? That'd be great. Hey, thanks, M10. All right. So right over here, and then it says, latent print collected from exterior of south kitchen window. So that's all totally irrelevant, those handprints and the face. If anybody really thinks that's Koberger, man, you're you know, that's about as naive as you can get. I mean, there's no way in hell Koberger sat there with his bare hands, stuck them on the window, and stuck his face up to it and looked in. All right? That's just not happening. Thank you, M10. Yeah, well, here's the thing, everybody. The nut jobs that just show up in here and they trash my channel, they never tell anybody how much money this channel's given away. And they always contact me and say, man, we just want to thank you. Like Nick Meck made a whole page for us at one point. Okay, so, you know, they can just go F themselves. I don't know what to tell you, but they go around. They don't like it because I say, hey, if you can help support the channel. And I get really frustrated when nobody's helping, you know, because I'm still doing the shows. I'm doing the same thing. And I'm just me. So you feel what I'm feeling. You know, I'm not going to pretend to feel something different just so people will like me more. Okay, I am me. I'm a human being. I do 7 nights a week. I do shows. All right. What do you mean, to whom have you never been here before, Carrie? Or, I mean, to whom did the donations go? All right. I'm gonna say it again. All right. For the 7 millionth time on this show, we give, like Texas EquiSearch is one of the big ones. We've given them over $30,000 in that 5-year period, 5.5. We've given RAIN, which is violence against women, over $30,000 in that time frame. We've given the NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, over $30,000 during that time frame. We just usually kind of rotate around with those. We've given Wounded Warriors thousands of dollars. We've given Black and Missing, you know, I mean, I don't know how many, like a couple thousand probably. We've given Cajun Navy some. We have a DNA fund that we've put over $100,000 in for identifying Jane and John Does. We use Identifiers International for that. We have a scholarship fund through a nonprofit where we've already given out $12,000 in scholarships for students in the criminal justice world, and there's currently 6,000 available. So we're already getting the applications and videos for those. But I'm sorry if that's not enough. Now, if you can name one other true crime YouTube channel that even comes remotely close to what I just told you, you let me know, because it doesn't exist. All right? But instead, I get bitched at and cussed at and made fun of and jokes and shit and all this. And they never care at all about what we really do. Kendall Ray doesn't give anywhere near as much, but you know what? I would hope she would give tons, because she makes like $1 million a year. Yeah. That would be awesome. But that's not true. That's the same amount. Do you think it's been $260,000 in a 5-year period? I'd be shocked. Let's see. I've only been a member for 3 or 4 months, and I'm damn proud to be helped out when I can. Well, thanks, Dixie Hippie. Yeah. And she should. I mean, I hope to God Kendall Ray is donating, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That would be great. That would be amazing. And it'd be great if all the other true crime channels would do it. Some of the ones that are more in my level, I mean, I don't know what I'm referring to, but let's say 100,000 to 500,000 subs or something. Maybe they should be doing a little bit more, Right, that's exactly right. If I had Kendall Ray's channel and income, I would have donated over $1 million at this point, easily. There's no doubt about it. So I don't really care what you guys, if you want to come up with some person that has millions of subs. I mean, my God, I have 164 or something like that. Yeah, you can always send money directly in if you feel like it. Yeah, do whatever the hell you want to do. But on my channel, it helps keep me going, doing what I'm doing, and then it's sort of a, I guess, bulk effect. Like at the end of the month, people are supporting the channel. Some support it more than others, and then I'm able to donate thousands of dollars because I want to. It's not, I don't have to do anything. Just like you don't have to send something in. I don't know. I just get really tired of it, having to answer the question every single time when we just... It's so frustrating. Just trust what I'm doing, okay? I show every donation on the screen. I show the receipt when it comes into Google or, Gmail, blah, 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 blah. Jesus. But hey, guys, this is a perfect time to help support the channel right now. We are currently still not even at the goal for the night. If you guys, we need to have a really good start of the month here. Yeah, and they've actually hurt the ability for my channel to donate even more. Because these trolls, they go around, and when somebody donates, if I have somebody that donates regularly to my channel, they seek them out. They try to find their email addresses, and then they email them, and they pepper them with a bunch of bullshit, and then those people disappear. And it just sucks. I mean, it's really disappointing, and I feel even worse for the idiots who believe what they're telling them. That's the bad part about it. Like you were supporting the channel, and then these idiots tell you something, and we've already told you about them, and you believe it. All right? It's just garbage. They've actually contacted the charities, and the charities get a hold of me and say, "God, you got these idiots that are contacting us. Here's their name and everything." So I got a folder full of that. Isn't that nuts? I know you guys are here for true crime, but you guys have derailed the true crime for just a moment here. So are we going to have a massive lull after I just explained all that? I mean, look at this. It's just... Well, thanks, Tubin. That's exactly right. Jessica Schubach, 68 months. Right. That's exactly right. I mean, you might even say I'm honest to a fault. Oh, man. And then Todd Tucker just donated a membership. All right, Todd Tucker. All right. Anyways, where the hell were we? Oh, yeah. So these latent print outside, collected from exterior. You know, I don't really care about those. Coronodal. So this is where it's sort of interesting here. It says coronodal located on the floor of floor 2 west bedroom. So that's where she was located. And then gray colored iPhone located on the floor next to coronodal. That's actually Ethan's phone next to her on the floor. And then a pink colored laptop located on the chair of floor 2 west bedroom. So that would be her room. So on the chair in that room is a pink laptop. And then Chapin, Hunter Chapin was found in there, located on the bed of floor 2 west bedroom. And then, yeah, I mean, like Todd, he asked that question in there. That's the same response I give anybody. If Trump came in here and asked that question, I'd answer it the same. It's just one of those things where we've already concluded that Dylan and Bethany, I mean, unless you're asking for a timing purpose or something, like, or something like that, that would make the sense or something. But other than that, it's just like, the show Vampire Diaries isn't connected as part of the time frame that's associated with when the crime took place. That was all prior to that, like an hour, actually more than that, almost 2 hours before Koberger even got there. Welcome, Chris and Owen. I went to the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. Are you doing your little serial killer? Yeah. I mean, we do that here, but people just don't care, Tubin says, I'm late to the party. I've recently come across your channel. Gray, you are by far the most sensible and accurately unbiased crime investigator on YouTube. Really surprised I didn't know before. Yeah, well, we cover the cases the same all the time, every single case. And by the way, I started watching on Oxygen. They just put out a thanks Tube in on Oxygen. They just put out a what is it? A special on Gilgo Beach. Rex Huerman and stuff. So I watched part 1 last night. I'm sort of getting back into that mentally again. So probably pretty soon we'll have to go over that probable cause document again. You guys into that? And so what we'll probably do is, or what I might do is do something on, like I've done before, but we'll go over the other victims. I mean, he has multiple victims. He's got like 7 that are so far, I think, that are all connected to him. So you have the Gilgo 4, and then you've got Valerie Mack. You got what was the other girl that was found up near her? There's Ted Bundy gifting a membership. Let's see. I got to get Todd's name in there for the spin. Anybody else in there? Yeah, I think that was. And then Ted Bundy again. Ted Bundy's got like most of the numbers in here. Without him tonight, we'd be really, 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 really struggling. Well, to find another driver after he retired. Hey, thanks. I'm a gal, yo. I like that one. I like that one. But we could tell you're a gal, you know, by looking at you. I'm a gal, yo. Yeah. All right, there you go. I'll work with one of the victim's son. King is her last name. All right, so the pink-colored laptop located on the chair of floor 2 west bedroom. Chapin located on the bed of floor 2. Pink-colored iPhone located on the bed. See, that's... Xana's phone was on the bed with Ethan. It's almost like they were both on the bed. And then... You know, it's weird, right? Like, they're both on the bed, and then she's like, gets up to go get the DoorDash or whatever, and maybe grabs his phone, but that just seems odd, you know? It's almost like perhaps she didn't even have her phone when she went to the kitchen and went upstairs, like people claim, because there's no evidence of that. So maybe when she went back to the room, she quickly grabbed the nearest phone that she could find, and both of them were on the bed. Maybe one was on the nightstand, and she grabbed that one really quick and never had time to dial it. Something like that. You know what I mean? Oh, I meant Ethan Chapin. Yeah, we know, Valerie. You know, it's like, here's the thing, you guys. On my channel, if I make a speaking error, I make one error, the idiots jump in and attack over and over and over again. But these same clowns who watch the actual clown and UK guy, they don't ever question those guys at all. I know what I'm talking about here. Yes, I screwed up if I said Hunter on the bed. I meant Ethan. Anyways, thank you. Ted Bundy. Holy crap. What's going on, Ted Bundy? It's amazing. Let's see, you got to get those in there. Who's going to match Ted Bundy, man? The rest of you, you can do it. Then we can have a good night. All right. Had to get that in there. Have you guys ever noticed that, though? Yeah, I was misspeaking, you know. There's two Hunters. There's an Ethan, Hunter Johnson, Hunter Chapin, Ethan Chapin. Sometimes the name Hunter pops into my head. I obviously know what I'm talking about. Hey, you don't need to correct the mistake, Valerie. We all know what the answer is. You are less informed than any of the rest of us in this case. All right? Everybody that's watching on this channel has way more knowledge than you'll ever have in this case. All right? So I'm glad that you thought you were really smart and knew the name of somebody when I literally just had a typo verbally, but nobody's interested. Okay? Let's see. No, it's not. It isn't 99 cents. Receptor. It isn't. I can see it. It's a double cat eye donation. I guess I didn't even have the... I should have had streamlabs on. There's that one, but... Valid gray. It is true, though. Everybody in here knows everything. Yes. I mean, like, you don't need to tell us, hey, Gray, you said it was Hunter. Now, it was actually Ethan. And I hope you were... Wow. I've only made 40 freaking videos on it. I know exactly, you know, when you go inside the house... I mean, forget it. I'm not even going to explain it to you. That's what a troll does. Waiting for one little mistake. as a snort. And thank you so much up there. I'm a Galio with 5 memberships. I like that name. That's pretty cool. Remember, it's evolved, right? I don't even remember what it was before. Because you had your real first name, and now it's just, I'm a Galio. There you go. Great, you see. Look at this. You said Hunter Chapin was dead in the bed. It's Ethan. They deserve to have their name correctly. Yeah, Valerie. Boy, you are just so much more morally superior than the rest of us. Man. Woo! I wish we could all be more like you. Let's see. What's that called? Yeah, virtue signaling. Jesus. My God. At least I spell and say their names correctly. You ever thought of that? My God. Hey, it's Xana with a Z. Hey, it's Kohlberger with a... I mean, you guys are nuts, all right? When you do that voice? Gosh, Gray, you could have said his name right, you bastard. Yeah, we only donated yesterday to Ethan Smile. We've given them $1,500 so far. How about you, Valerie? How much did you give, or did you send it into Hunter's charity? Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, it wasn't constructive criticism, Valerie. You were being the B word. Okay, let's be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide you from the channel, all right? For 24 hours. If you come back and apologize when you come back, we'll let you back in, but not until then. Does anybody think that wasn't like just the bitchiest thing you've ever seen in your life? Who the hell would talk like that? Yeah. Say bye, pal. Oh, God. That's constructive. Oh, Jesus. What a joke. That's pretty good. You know, nobody... That's just not... that's passive aggressive. Making it seem like you were just trying to be constructive when the entire wording isn't. Man, let's see. That says black colored iPhone located. See, look at what this is written. And so people yesterday were talking about, when did they find the sheath? Hey, thanks, K-Me. So look at right here, you guys. Pink colored laptop and then black colored iPhone located on a nightstand. Okay, that's floor 3. Okay, now we're upstairs. So right here, pink colored laptop located on desk of floor 3, east bedroom. So that's actually, yeah, up there. So she had a pink, oh, that's weird. So Xana and Madison both had pink I guess, you know, they're girls, so why not? Then a black colored iPhone was located on a nightstand, and that seems to be Madison's. She seemed to have a black one in her hand over there at the grub truck, right? And then look at that. K-bar sheath located on the bed of floor 3 east bedroom. And this is from the 13th. So you know all these people that go, hey, how come it's not mentioned? Well, here it is. It's right there in black and white. They found the sheath on the 13th. And it says right here, at 5:24, they went around, did the whole walkthrough, and there it is. Nobody touched anything. It was already noticed prior to that. So the K-bar sheath was located on bed, floor 3, east bedroom. Then Mogan was located on the bed, on the floor of 3 East bedroom in Gonzalez as well. And then a white colored blanket located on the foot of bed. I think we see that, right? Let's see. Where is that? Right here. Right there. There it is. See, these are the Doc Martens and the jeans that Madison Mogan was wearing at the grub truck. This is the white blanket they're talking about, and here's the tan blanket. A white colored blanket located on the foot of the bed of floor 3, and then a tan colored comforter located on the bed of floor 3 East bedroom. I don't think we went through these the first time around. I don't know. I don't remember doing that. But anyways, look at tan, and then there's the white blanket. Yeah, by the way, I got to go blow my nose, so can you guys wait a second?
Stupid as
Just
being
nice. You're an absolute moron. Should have typed it into Valerie. Let's see. Maybe it's this one here. Back to the show, everybody. Back to the show. Say no to lulls. Say no to lulls. What does it say? At least look at the guy who was at the grub truck. No, we're not going to. We've already gone through all this. Listen, everybody. I've been covering this case since 3 days after the murders. Nobody even heard about it. All of a sudden it was sort of on the news, and we're like, oh, wow, look at this. Or it might have been 2 days we were looking at it, and I started covering it 3 days later. And we have a Facebook group that started at the same time. We've been covering it the entire time. Yes, we have. We've gone over it 1,000,000 times. All right, the grub truck. There is nothing. I don't know who you're referring to. I sure as hell hope you're not referring to Jack Showalter. Okay? If you're talking about Jack Showalter, I'm blocking you in 2 seconds. Yeah, and we don't really care about anybody else at the grub truck, okay? Yeah, we just don't care, all right? Yeah, we just don't care. Vibrations from mirror. Because Brian Koberger's the killer, you see? And I guess that's where we just sort of part ways, all right? So have a good evening. I won't be taking a look at it. Thank you very much. Have a good night. We're going to go ahead and put you on timeout for 24 hours. Have a good one. Gosh, great, just because they have a different opinion. No, it's a waste of time. Do you get it? Like you're just going to sit here and just over and over and over again. Brian Koberger is the killer, everybody. You get it, right? He's confessed to it, for God's sakes. There isn't some guy named Jonah. Maybe Jonah should sue you, for God's sakes. Everybody out there named Jonah, go ahead and sue a guy named Vibrations from Mirror. Now, I doubt that that's his birth name. I mean, I'm sure his last name wasn't Mirror, and his mom said, hey, let's give him the middle name of From, and we'll name him Vibrations. That probably isn't reality, right? So you always got these people who show up with names that nobody will ever be able to figure out who the hell they are, and they say whatever they want to say, and... Gray, you're so close-minded. Everybody else is looking into Jonah. Why can't you? Because I'm a normal person. They're nut jobs. You get it? Let's see. I know I'm new, but the best piece of investigation work from Gray that I have seen was the story of lights. Even the white car parked under the tree was so... Wasn't that crazy? The part about the lights is... I mean, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but like, you know, the lights being turned on and so forth, and also just the wave, the audio wave signature element. You can just see when the crime took place. You just look right at it. It's right there. All right, you guys, let's not have the lulls. We can get have a great night starting off the month. That would be awesome. That's right, wackadoodles. That's the right word. Sarah Jean, there he is. Look at that. I gotta get the comment section working. Okay, everybody, the screen's gonna turn dark for a moment. Now, I wouldn't necessarily normally have to say that, but I've noticed within a 1-second window of the screen turning dark, people end up leaving. That's how impatient people are. So I'm telling you right now, oh my God, you're leaving in droves. But there we go. We're putting in the chat, and now I can click on, where is it? I'm never watching again. Cinnamon Girl is never watching again, she said. Now, where was that comment up there? It was a good one. It was... no, that one right there. Hey, look at that. Wackadoodles. That's exactly right. That's exactly what pro burgers are. Absolute nut jobs. All right, but we've had a massive lull here, you guys. I'm not sure if you're aware. It's just been... Oh, vid is over. Wait. Oh, vid is... What? And by the way, like this, we don't want to have a lucky night, because without Ted Bundy tonight, we would be having a horrendous first night out of the gate. So let's try to have a really good one by matching some of what Ted Bundy's been doing. We shouldn't have it where a serial killer is the biggest supporter of a show. Hey, thanks, Linda Molden Howe. Look at that. We've got a donation from Linda Howe, as in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles of the Art Bell era. Okay, there she is. Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Yeah, look at that. She even put in a cow, an alien, and a spaceship. That pretty much proves it. That's right. Cattle mutilations and crop circles. Yeah, all right. What else is up there? Yeah, so we got the tan color, and then down here, funeral home along with Latah County, Mavic, arrived, seen, remove the bodies. So they actually removed the bodies that night, like at 8:15. Before moving the bodies, Sergeant Gilberts and I put paper bags over all 4 victims' hands along with Kernodle's left foot for the preservation. I wonder if they think maybe she kicked him with that left foot. I wonder why they did that. Why her left foot? That's kind of interesting. I wonder if she has a cut on her left foot of some sort, like she used her foot to... I think that's sort of an interesting little piece of information there. I had never even heard that. They put a bag on her left foot. Weird. Thanks, Linda Howe. And then blue-colored iPhone located under the head of Gonzalez. Wow. That's nuts. I wonder if they were all trying to call like 911 really quick. Jewel vape pen located under Gonzalez on bed. So she was probably, they were just sitting there. She's vaping. Oh, no, she had her phone with her because she was calling Jack, you know, prior. And it was probably like sitting on the bed between them, and then during the battle, it went under her head or something. All right, you guys, we're having these massive lulls. Let's try to keep up with Ted Bundy in here tonight. We can't have it be a lucky one. I don't know. I thought it was Kaylee who was missing a sock. I don't know. I don't remember. I thought it was Kaylee missing a sock. Isn't that right? Or was it Xana? Maybe it was. Oh, yeah? Oh, I think she wanted to have Jack come over for some, when you're drunk, a little booty call kind of thing. That's what it was really about, right? I mean, let's just be honest, She's drinking. She wants Jack to come over at 3 something to pick up a vape pipe, really? I mean, hey, thanks, Mama Mo. I mean, they loved each other, right? They were with each other since they were kids, basically. Right. She just was like, "Hey, come over and get the vape," and we don't know if that's what it was, though. Are you just because that's just a theory you have, right? Because all we know is that she tried calling him, and we don't. I mean, we've never even heard what was on the message. Because there's this one time frame they say that apparently there was like 15 minutes of time or something on Kaylee's phone on one of those calls, but he doesn't remember any of it. I did. I don't remember reading anything about a vape pipe. Man, where would that be? Let me look that up. Now I gotta go look that up. But man, you guys, we're just died in here. I don't remember that at all. Let's see. I've got a search going on right here for vape pipe. Or just vape. Just the word vape. All right, tell you what, you guys, if you guys do 10 more channel memberships, I'll donate 5 myself, all right? And that'll get us 15 more, which will get us to 41 new channel members. All right, so that's your guys' goal. Can we do 10 channel memberships, you guys? And then I'll donate 5. All right, hold on. Blue phone. Okay, that's similar. Vape pen. All right, there's one. And that'll also get you in for the spin. Okay, you get to be in on the spin at the end. And there's Carrie. All right. So that's one right there. Thanks, Dixie Hippie and Sarah Jean Mariner Shera. Man, that's a long name right there. It's not as long as Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming Sub Crystal, who used to be a mod. I haven't seen her in a long time. Let's see. All right. This is every time the word vape shows up. All right, we need 9 more of those, you guys. 9 more. So there it is. Jewel vape pen located under Gonzalez on the bed. Oh, right there. This might be it right here. Let's see. The last text message from Kaylee to Jack at 2:15 telling him that she has his vape. Hey, there you go. Look at Lisa Valenzuela remembering that little detail. I'm sure we read this. Telling him that she had his vape and that he could come pick it up at her house. That's the last text message. But they started calling right around like 2:35 or so. Well, I mean, I guess I would have to go get the... Come on, you guys. We need 9 more channel memberships. Let's do it. It's always good to give to the people who can't afford to have them. Hold on, I'm trying to open up my... not sure what's happening here. My Microsoft isn't opening for some reason. I'm trying to get my timeline open. All right. Okay, see, Ted Bundy again, you guys? You guys are, come on. Oh, look at that. So Joan and Ted Bundy got there together as a team. So it looks like Ted Bundy and Joan are teaming up. Does that feel good? The serial killer. All right, there we go. And here is mine. Oh, wait, actually, I think I get free ones today. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I get free... I get 10 to give out each month, but then I spend 25 like everybody else. All right, there you go. So... there you have it. That's 15. Okay, there we go. I got Excel open now. I can open up the timeline. Let me get rid of this. Let me get... clear that out of there. All right. At a hut. There you go. Look at MP. Should I do that? Like, listen, you guys. I think it'd be fun to like have this audio. You guys record it, and then you have to send me a recording of you imitating this exact sound. Now listen to this. Skeleton little buddy. Batshit. Yeah, so we got at a hut and batshit are clear terms in there. Right. So it would be fun if you guys would, like, you're sitting at home and you have to go at a hut, and you have to imitate all the sounds, right? It's a lottery? What is? All right, let me go up to the top, up here. So if you go up in my timeline, right here, so it says 2:26 actually. So at 2:26, Kaylee begins calling her boyfriend Jack. So what that means is, I would actually say, I'm going to go right in here. I'm going to add more to the timeline. 13, 20, 22. I bet you right around like 2:20 or like 2:25 even. That's when Kaylee, Madison, not Kaylee, excuse me, Madison. Gray, you said Kaylee, you know, and it's like, you know, I sometimes just say the wrong name because there's 4 names. Madison. Well, see, I must have put that already. Do I have it right there? Why do I have it right there? I think, I think that's, I think it's up here. I'm going to switch that. I think this is when they went downstairs. And then I'm going to get rid of this one. And then, I bet you it's like 2:25 is when Maddie, oh shoot. Maddie Bethany, Dylan go downstairs to take Murphy out. And then 2:26, Kaylee begins calling her boyfriend. See, that makes more sense. Like, you know, you're not going to start calling when they're just sitting right there. And then I actually, yeah, I mean, I think it's probably like almost the same time here. Like 2:20. Let's just put a 7 there. These are just my estimates here. And then you'd say Madison and Bethany take Murphy outside. Dylan goes to bed. And then, yeah, this is probably right. And then Bethany is cold, goes inside. Let's make that a little sooner, like 2:30. You know, I bet you it's only like 2:29. Like she's only out there for 2 minutes, you know, because it's cold quick. And then I'm gonna put like maybe make this 2:30, 2:34 or something like that. Bethany is in bed watching Baby Daddy. And then right here it's Madison asks Bethany if she has seen Murphy. And maybe that's probably about right, you know. Maybe let's just make it 5 minutes. 2:39. And then weirdly, 3 minutes later, Koberger is leaving, or his phone is pinging, like as if he has left his house. And let's see. And then I think, you know, right around, I think I need to put another one in here. I would say something like 2:41. And see, these aren't factual pieces, but it just makes sense. This is what was going on during this time. We don't have the exact time, but this is what Bethany claims, and so does Dylan. This exact same time frame here. So let's just say like 2:41. You know, Madison goes to her room. You know, takes off, you know, her jeans and shoes and jumps, you know, I mean, you know, just gets, Madison goes up to her room and gets into bed. Right. I mean, it could even be sooner. Let's move these up a little bit. I think this could be like Bethany's cold and goes inside. Bethany, you know, this is probably more like Bethany is in bed watching Baby Daddy. I bet you this is probably like 2:37-ish. And she makes her way up to her room at like 2:39. Like that. Madison goes to room and gets into bed. Massive lull alert. Let's see. And then 2:44, Kaylee calls Jack for the 6th time. So what I'm thinking is, though, is, okay, that's 2:39. And then I think right around in here at 2:43-ish, and that's going to be black. Kaylee goes to Madison's room to have her call Jack, right? Like right around that time. I'm putting it in the order that makes sense. And then at 2:44, Oh, I guess I need to move these over. I've got them in the wrong column here. These need to go over here. And then this is all 1122 King Road. Yeah. And Kaylee goes to Madison. That one needs to be over here. Man, you guys, feels like we're in a ghost town again. All right. Let's see anybody over here. And we only got one $2 coffee tonight, you guys. So if anybody's out there that can get the coffees, that'd be great. You also get put double onto the pie. So if you send in 10, you get 3 or 1.5 times. Because over there, they don't take the 30% out. All right, doesn't this make sense now? Look at Bethany's cold and goes inside at like 2:29. 2:34, Bethany is already in bed watching Baby Daddy. 2:37, Madison goes down and asks if she's seen Murphy. And then 2:39, Madison goes up to the room to get ready for bed. And then, like 4 minutes later, Kaylee goes in to Madison's room to have her call Jack. And I would even say, and Kaylee got into the same bed with Madison. So, and then 2:44, Kaylee calls Jack for the 6th time and then says, hey, why don't you try calling him? And then Madison begins calling Jack. I mean, this could be simultaneously. She's on the phone walking down the hall and then basically says, hey, why don't you call him? All right, and then at 2:52, Madison calls Jack for the 3rd time. So they're just laying in her bed. And then at 2:52, Kaylee calls Jack the final time. And then at 2:53, Madison calls Bethany. And so this right here, and that's kind of interesting, the call to Bethany. It's almost like, hey, have you seen... I mean, why would you call Bethany? Unless it's related to Murphy at that hour, because you had just asked her if you'd seen Murphy. Are you then saying, hey, don't worry about Murphy, I found him? Or are you saying, hey, have you seen him still? Because I haven't found, I haven't found him yet. See? Pretty interesting. What's funny there, Golden Blue? Trying to figure out what the laughter track is here. Are you on rewind? Yeah. See, this is what always happens when people start randomly talking about something else, then the support for the channel drops off, and then we kind of just die down. So this is all right in here. So let me just tell you this part right. I'm going to do a video just on the timeline tomorrow. I'm probably going to go right up until the homicide took place. Like right here, actually. At 4:07:47. Then after that, the next video will be the rest of it. And also I'll say in the comment section, if you know of any other time frame elements we can put in there. Yeah. I don't know what Joan said. Yeah. We're just trying to do a show. I'm not sure what it has to do with what we're talking about. I mean, I know I've talked to Steve Gonzalez, probably 5 or 6 times. on the phone. And I've messaged with Olivia Gonzalez on Facebook, but I haven't talked to them in a few weeks, you know. All right, let's see if we can get 7. We got 43 channel memberships. Let's see if we can get 7 more to make it a 50. That would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Start the month off with 50 memberships to some of these other would-be freaks. Is there time information for elevation change? Yeah, well, they don't have any of that. It's not time information. It would just be elevation. It would be like the Apple, you know, the data, the fit data. It would be, what was that called? They did it in the Delphi case where they could see how high you went and stuff like that. I mean, I hope they have that. We just haven't seen it. Now, we haven't heard anything about any of that stuff. Thanks, allegedly, hey. But wouldn't that be interesting, Todd, if we had the information about how she went up a flight of stairs? CAST is cell tower data information. Yeah, it's not, it's different. They use like the Apple Fit. Like you got your phone, and, or let's say you have one of those watches, you know, it'll tell you if you went up a flight of stairs or something. I mean, that, and they also did that in the Barry Morphew case. Remember that? Where they have them moving around? That's definitely going to show up at trial. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, we need 7 more memberships. Get to that 50. I know, isn't that nuts that they have that technology? I mean, there's basically the only way a killer can get away with something now is if you drive a Volkswagen Bug, you do not have a cell phone on you, you're probably in good shape. Hey, that sounds like Ted Bundy. There you go, Ted. I mean, Jesus, no wonder. Let's see, did they have Wi-Fi in the home? Right, but his phone was turned off, so it's irrelevant. I mean, I guess what you're saying, each of them, like if they're connected to the Wi-Fi, it might say how far away they are. Seven channel memberships, you guys. Really what we're looking at is $35 more, but if you do 7 memberships, we'll put you on this list over here, and you get to spin as well. Plus, you gave something to somebody else. How come you're not a channel member, Joan? Yeah, we can do it. That's if people want to. Hey, thanks. All right. So let's just do, just for the hell of it, I'll do this little section right here. All right, watch. Watch how this all just makes sense. And it's all, a lot of this is verified information. All right, some of it's me filling in the gap with very reasonable, logical conclusions based on what people have said, witnesses. So you got right here, 156, Kaylee and Madison are dropped off at 1122 King Road, right by that private driver. At 2 o'clock, Bethany and Dylan, Madison and Kaylee are up in Kaylee's room. And at 2:10, Dylan Mortensen sends a text message to an Uber driver she knew to see if he could drive them to Grub Truck. And then at 2:13, the Uber driver sends a message to Dylan confirming he was driving, but she never responded. Then at 2:25, this is my guess at this time frame. So it could be 2:20, but I have 2:25, Maddie, Bethany, Dylan go downstairs to take Murphy out. Then 2:26, Kaylee begins calling boyfriend Jack while laying in her bed. And then at 2:27, and that's a verified time there. And then at 2:27, Madison and Bethany take Murphy outside. Dylan goes to her room and goes to bed. 2:29, Bethany is cold, so goes inside. 2:34, Bethany is in bed watching Baby Daddy. 2:37, Madison asks Bethany, and it's actually through the door because she said she locked herself in there. Through the door if she has seen Murphy. And then 2:39, Madison goes to her room to get into bed. I mean, she obviously goes upstairs because she's making phone calls on Kaylee's behalf just in 5 minutes. And then at 2:42, Kohberger leaves his residence. So he's already started the journey towards, for the killing while they're still awake here. I mean, it's pretty wild, right? And then at 2:43, Kaylee goes to Madison's room to have her call Jack. And Kaylee got into the same bed with Madison. And at 2:44, Kaylee calls Jack for the 6th time. 2:44, Madison begins calling Jack. And then at 2:44, Kohberger is on Southeast Nevada Street and Northeast Stadium Way. Kohberger's driving the Elantra. And this is actual... This right here is video of a white Elantra. The blue is CAS data. So at 2:47, CAS data shows cell data shows Kohberger's phone in Southeast Pullman, Washington. Then at 2:52, Madison calls Jack for the 3rd time. 2:52, Kaylee calls Jack the final time, and then, for an unknown reason, Madison calls Bethany Funk, but probably related to Murphy, I would think. Then at 2:53, Kohberger's vehicle is spotted again at Nevada Street, and he took this crazy route, I believe, on the side street, back out to the main Highway 8, I guess. And then at 2:54, it showed CAS data, shows he turned his phone off at 2:54. Isn't that nuts? So 1 minute after Madison calls Bethany, and 2 minutes after Kaylee called Jack for the final time, Kohberger's phone is turned off. Isn't that kind of sort of chilling in a way? I mean, it's just kind of trippy. Yeah. So, anyways, then at 3:02, he's coming into town. He's seen at 3:02 at Floyd's Cannabis Shop, and then we start seeing. And now there is about 24 minutes that you really can't account for. Like nobody knows where he is, and it shouldn't take him that long to get to Indian Hills Drive. He might have just parked somewhere. Thank you, Nature Lover. All right, that's one, you guys. 6 more of those suckers. All right? We can do it. We can do it. Why stop calling Jack D? Why not? What kind of a weird question is that? Why did Kaylee and Maddie stop calling Jack D? Well, let's see. They were trying to call him for a half hour and probably said, you know what, let's go to sleep. When should they... Let me ask you this, Sid. When should they have stopped calling Jack? All right, give me the answer. The one that you're looking for. When would they have stopped calling Jack D? Go ahead. What? No, go ahead. What would be the reason they'd stop calling? Yeah, it'd be great to see the photo of the sheath. I mean, that's sort of like the holy grail of images, I guess. But put a 1 if you think it's possible. We'll get the other 6 memberships in here tonight. You know what, Colin? I think you're an idiot. I've seen you before. You're just a troll that comes in from... every time I do a show, you keep creating the same account over and over and over again. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can do it then. Interesting you'd answer a question with a question, though. I don't have an answer for you, that's why. Sid, Who the hell knows? They just were tired of calling. They're sleepy. Why do you need to have an answer for that? You know what, you guys? Hold on a second. Why do you think Kaylee stepped out of the vehicle, the Uber car, with her left foot first? Does anybody have an answer for that? It's really been gnawing away at me. If you could answer that question, that would be fantastic. Does anybody know why she stepped out of her car with her left foot first? Hey, Sid, shut the hell. I knew you were a troll. Get the hell out of here, you idiot. Let's see. Let's see. Do you guys see what I'm saying? That was exactly the same type of question, right? Exactly the same type of question. Why did they stop calling him? Because they stopped calling him. Koberger didn't get to the house for another hour and 15 minutes. Hey, look at that. Deidre Gambrel. Woohoo. Oh, look at that. We got Alley Cake, too. So is that it, then? I mean, that was it, right? That was all 6, just like that. Man, you guys were correct with your 1s. I wasn't sure. An Alley Cake. Wow, what, Monica? What happened? You okay? I think Ray pointed that out too about Dateline. What about Dateline? They stopped calling him because he wouldn't answer. I know, it's like he didn't answer, and then eventually they stopped calling him. Isn't that just obvious to anybody with a brain? Like, but see, when people, I'm just telling you guys the truth here. When people ask questions like that, they are absolutely people that think that something else is awry and somebody else is involved. That's why they're asking that. You can see it a mile away, because there's no reason to ask that question. It's absolutely meaningless to wonder why they stopped calling somebody after 30 minutes of trying. Welcome, Eric Singer. And see, what we do on this channel, whether you like it or not, is we just kind of plow through the nonsense, you know? We don't allow it. We don't waste time. It's not going to be meaningful. Hey, very cool. Tired of it all. You don't seem to have a membership right now. Maybe you'll get another one. You have to make yourself available for them. Would you guys like me to sound differently when somebody asks questions like that? Like if they said, Gray, why did they stop calling? Why do you think they stopped calling Jack? And I would say to him, you know, that's a fantastic question. It's absolutely meaningless, but man, that is a fantastic question. Well, let me just tell you. You know, it sounds like Kaylee called him probably 6 or 7 times. And then Madison tried calling, I don't know, 5 or 6 times herself. And he just didn't answer. You know, and after calling for maybe 30 minutes or so, I would imagine they said, well, it doesn't look like he's going to be answering the phone tonight. Let's just go to sleep. And would that be a good enough answer for you? I bet it wouldn't. I bet you'd need to have it be something else where there's some nefarious meaning behind it. I'm just saying, man. FOIA for the body cam of the cop serving the Gonzalez Kaylee's death note. Yeah, why would you need that? Jesus. That's even out. How's that even out there? Like, who took the time to order that? Yeah, I don't watch stuff like that. I'm just doing my own stuff here. Let's see. I have FOIA requests out there for specific things. It sounds like one of them, however, is going to be denied because they just disallowed the dissemination of those exact same set of photographs that I was really close to getting. I was like, You know, I just wanted to see them, even if they're blurry, just to get a better sense of what was happening. Hey, Zozo, maybe you can send me a link on Facebook of where you saw that. It just seems weird, you know. How did you stumble upon it? That's the whole problem. They use anything weird to equate to BK. Right. To me, it's sort of like, why did people look up Ethan Chapin's traffic stop? Like, what relevance does that have? Some traffic stop he had months before, just to kind of... It's like, almost like... hello, Carm 143. All right, so do you think it'd be... I think it'd be interesting if I did a... you know, went through this timeline for a video tomorrow and then stop at like... I mean, maybe I would stop at... you know, right at 4:07 or something. You know, 4:07 and 47 seconds as the vehicle comes around. And then pretty much like even have video for each of these portions, you know, just the quick shot of it. I think it'd be interesting. And then, you know, have this on the screen at the same time, move down. And then if anybody... would you guys watch it or... Oh, they put it on their own Facebook page? What the heck, K. Miller? Holy crap. Jesus. That's you equaled Ted Bundy. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, there you go. I think we'll have to spin for 2 notebooks tonight, you guys. 2 notebooks. See what happens. I have the timeline scrolling second by second. Nah, I'm not doing... I don't do it that way, random bogey. I'm going to read it the way I read it, and then I'll move over, show the clip, and then move on to the next one. Yeah. That's how I do it. That's just sort of... That doesn't really work, you know, what you're saying. The notebooks are, I don't know, 50 pages, and here, I'll show it to you. And you can buy them, too. If you send in $25 to PayPal or even on Buy Me a Coffee, you know, if you want the notebook, you just put the message in there and put your address in there, and I'll send the notebook, a stress ball, a poker chip, and it comes with a pen already connected to it. God, I can't believe I was actually whistling that damn jazz song, if you can believe that. Who the hell does that? Yeah, so hold on a second. Hey, thanks again, K. Miller. That's so nice of you. 20 new channel memberships. That's nuts. 71 new channel members. Now look at this. Look at that, you guys. That's the freak. I need to do a new one, though. We'll put the picture of me going, I'm never watching again on it. But anyway, There's the free cart stress ball. See that? Look at it. Ooh, you can just pretend that's my face when you're angry and hit it. And then we've got the there's poker chip that comes in there. You know, you can just kind of, you know, if you're a golfer or whatever. But anyways, then you have this one. It's actually not the Chloe one, I forgot, but it's the GHI. But I put these paw prints on there too, from the dogs. So then there's paw prints on there, and yeah, it's actually, you know, pretty thick. It has a pen that comes with it. Looks, you know, like that. It's decent, you know. See, it's a pretty good little notebook. I mean, you can ask the freaks that already have it; they'll tell you. All right, there you go. So. Oh, I just saw them here. You just send me a PayPal for 25 or a buy me a coffee or a Venmo or something for 25 and say, hey, I want the notebook. But if you live in the UK or Australia, it's you have to send like 35 or 40. I mean, it costs 20 something to send it there. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And by the way, if you live in Australia and you order it, you might even take you a month and a half. I remember I sent one to Zozo one time. It ended up on a ship somewhere. It was like in Hawaii and all these other places. And at some point it got there, but yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it's wild. In the States, it's like $5 or so to ship it. So it's kind of doable, you know, because, you know, it costs money to buy the merchandise. And then. So, anyways, if you guys are interested, I think these are pretty sweet. I mean, that's a cool logo, I think, you know. It kind of looks a little bit like the Court TV with the thumbprint there, but wasn't really thinking of them when I made it. I need to do something like that, like, but great. Maybe I'll have that on the front of the notebook next time. But we got to, you know, we've had a Chloe notebook, we've had a blue notebook, we had a combination one, and now we have this one. So we got to get rid of these, and then my next one, maybe it'll be like a but gray notebook. All right. Or I'm never watching again. Is it about time to play that again, you guys? Yeah. You know what's weird is I was kind of wanted to do Donna Adelson trial, but, you know, when we went over it a few weeks back, it's sort of interesting, but it just seems so cut and dry, like it's just obvious. And we never got a trial in this one. That's why it's interesting to get all the documents and try to put it together. And it seems like every day there's something new that comes out. That's funny. Hey, welcome. What is it? Jamari9? There it is. I found it. Look at that.
I'm sure they'll get the I was on Court TV. Do you guys see that? I'm sure they'll get the obligatory when I was on Court TV. Do you guys see that? I'm sure they'll get the obligatory. I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again. When I was on Court TV,
it's the best thing ever, man. It's just.
I'm sure they'll get the obligatory. I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again.
Oh, man.
When I was on Court TV,
one more time.
I'm sure they'll get the obligatory. I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again. When I was on
Come on!
TV, did you guys see that?
That's some good shit right there. I don't know what it is, man. It doesn't matter. I can watch that thing 87 times in a row, and it makes me laugh every single time. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do Human. We've covered that the whole time. That one's really interesting to me. There's a lot of weird stuff that went on in that one. I think Human's killed way more people. They just found one of his killing fields. That's just, I think he's killed, I bet you dozens extra people. I mean, they've already linked weird ones that were never... yeah, but there's a special right now on, I think it's Oxygen. You guys should check it out. Oh, yeah, they probably won't televise Rex Humans, will they? Yeah, jeez. Yeah. That kind of sucks. Jeez. Maybe they will in this case, just because it's so big. Oh, jeez. What's wrong with this charity person here? Finally answered their call. I was giving the reason for white girls quitting calling him, but apparently he finally answered their calls. I don't see how that makes Jack look like he's lying or guilty. I don't know what you're saying. Apparently there's a call that went on for like 15 minutes, and he doesn't remember that one. So it's possible, yeah, like, maybe she left a message, or he just doesn't remember. He was probably drunk, hit the button, and never talked to, anybody. Who cares? I mean, we're still talking about that? Jesus. I've watched many documentaries on him, or shows, or whatever, on Russell Williams. Yeah, he's a weird one. I mean, that's just one of those, it's just so crazy. A guy that seems so calm and so normal, and was in the military, a high-ranking officer, and he is like a freaking serial killer. A monster at that. I mean, just really weird. Very strange stuff there. Basic troll. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of unknown number. What is that? It's called unknown number? What is that? Right now I have 2 more episodes of the Rex Hurman thing. I'll tell you what was weird. It was the guy that took over, the sheriff that came in there, or the, whatever it was. Like he completely got rid of the main investigators. And is that what it's called? Unknown number? Can you send me a message on Facebook about that, so at least I can remember it? We don't know if he was, Bruce. You don't have to tell us you love the channel, though. Yeah. I mean, it's like you put that first sentence in there as if you were trying to make up for the question. I don't know if he was on drugs or not. He could have been. He definitely was jacked up, I can tell you that. I think he was on adrenaline. This was the last weekend, the last day that there'd be partying going on, before he had to change his plates. and then there was a vacation coming up. So he had to get this done. Well, of course, it's a different story, yeah. Is it like an hour-long thing, or is it a series? It's one of them, Eric. That's why I keep covering it. I mean, people will go, hey, I'm bored of it, I'm bored. See, I'm not bored of this one. To me, it's like every single day I think of something else that's like more likely, or in putting the pieces of the puzzle together. I think this one is... Oh, so it's just over an hour. Okay. All right, that sounds... Maybe I'll watch that tonight then. I've recorded the Rex Heuermann Oxygen series, so maybe I'll go watch that one tonight. But put it in Facebook so I can remember it. Yeah, I'm not bored of it whatsoever. I know some people are, because, oh yeah, he's confessed and everything, but you know, we all were sort of waiting for the trial to get all the answers, and now we're relegated to coming up with the answers out of the documents and other pieces of information coming out. I know that I have ordered a bunch of the surveillance footage from all around, and they have to go search for it and try to find it. I'm probably going to have to spend, you know, she said maybe it'd be like $1,000 or something. I guess we'll see what it costs. But if somebody else had already ordered it, it would only cost me $30. That's the thing. But I was the first one. She goes, hey, you're the first one to order these things. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's incredibly, you know, every time, and when you look at the documents and you find these little things, it's crazy, right? Like the white car underneath the, I don't know if you saw that. Do you see that video, Zozo? With the car that was parked under the same tree that was white? That the witness said they saw a white car under, and it was during the same time frame? What's the 1967? I think he'll tell his version of what happened. I'm sure it'll make himself look better. We don't know if it was his car or not, but it's just kind of interesting that it was there on July 16th when Kohberger has been in town, and he's already been to that pool party. And that's where a witness said they saw him, you know, 3.5 months later, a white car underneath the same tree. So it's pretty strange. That's why I thought it was interesting enough to make a video on. I can't prove or anything like that it's his. And the windshield looks shorter in the satellite image than when you put a 3D model of it there. It's just sort of like, wow, though, another white sedan. Oh, you're talking about that. So was that just connected recently, Juju Bean? Because I tried looking at it, and everybody goes, oh, that's Walking Tall. It's already been solved. But if it's just solved yesterday, why did people keep telling me that? I sent him a message saying, hey, have you guys ever looked into the possibility of this being... I sent it in to one of the investigators. You know, didn't hear back from him. Yeah. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Why is somebody sending me a Joran Vandesloot video? What was the name of that case, by the way, yesterday with the... They said that there was a connection. It's solved tonight. Can you just type it in? I don't know what you guys are, what the name of it is. I don't know what's happening. I keep asking what it was, and you're just saying, yeah, 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 yeah. What's the name of the case? I don't know what it is. You guys talked about it for a moment last night. I tried to look into it, and then people said, oh, forget it, Gray. It's already been solved. It's really old. Yeah, it's old, but it was just solved. So, I mean, I wanted to look at it. It was actually kind of interesting. Her husband is the one who did it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But how come it was just proven? If it was proven that long ago, it's in the movie Walking Tall, the original Walking Tall, right? With Joe Don Baker, is that the one? Guess I don't remember that either. I mean, it was kind of interesting. I think we went on newspapers.com. Yeah. I think it was August, right? Yeah, it's right there. Tennessee. See, isn't that crazy back then how they would put crime scene photos in the paper like that? One possible hiding place for the killer or killers who wounded McNary Sheriff Buford Pusser had killed his wife early Saturday morning. Yeah, I mean, so it's crazy. Like, he was wounded too, but he must have done it to himself. Like she didn't, nothing even, he killed his wife, apparently. Look at, he's right there. McNary County Sheriff, he's a sheriff, is shown with his wife in a Memphis hospital. Oh, well, who did he kill then? I thought he killed his wife. His wife in a Memphis hospital after he was shot from an ambush on January 4th. Oh, that was 66. Huh. Now it's kind of confusing. Hospital after he was shot from an ambush on January 4th, 1966. It happened again Saturday. Oh, this time Mrs. Pusser was killed and the sheriff's chin was shot away. Pfft. Wow, so he ends up killing the same person a year later. But he made it look like, he was shot too. Says the wife of crime-busting Sheriff Buford Pusser of McNary County, Tennessee, was shot to death, and he was wounded Saturday when they apparently drove into a trap and were ambushed. Moonshiners were suspected. I wonder what are they saying now, though? Here, let's. I want to read what they're saying now. Let's see. Buford. Do you guys mind? Yeah, there he is. Wow, look at that. He blew his own face off to look guilty. I mean, innocent.
It's been said that the dead cannot cry out for justice. It is the duty of the living to do so. In this case, that duty has been carried out 58 years later. The TBI, then the Tennessee Bureau of Identification, took the lead on this investigation into the 1967 murder of Pauline Mullins Pusser. She was a wife,
sounds
a mother,
better.
and a sister whose life ended violently and unjustly. Her husband, McNary County Sheriff Buford Pusser, reported that his wife volunteered to ride along in the dark early morning hours on a disturbance call. He claimed that a car pulled alongside his and fired several shots, killing Pauline and injuring him. in what he claimed was an ambush intended for him and carried out by unknown assailants. Buford Pusser recovered from his injury. No viable suspects were developed and no charges were filed. This was a cold case for decades, but in 2022, TBI agents took another look at the archive file and coordinated with our office. That work accelerated in 2023, and in 2024, Pauline Mullins Pusser was exhumed for an autopsy.
Wow.
Another reason
What
is
would
that
the
Buford
autopsy?
Pusser's account of the events of August 12, 1967, spawned the movie Walking Tall in 1973,
Oh, weird.
several sequels, a 2004 remake, and several books. This case and those retellings generated substantial public interest and placed
Well, wasn't the 2004, didn't that have The Rock in there? I don't remember it having anything to do with the Pusser case. Or am I thinking of something else? I don't know.
Pauline's murder in an historical but inaccurate posture. We're finally able to announce to Pauline's surviving family and to the public that we believe we are as close as possible to justice. The case file reveals inconsistencies in Buford Pusser's statements to law enforcement and others about Pauline's murder, including physical, medical, forensic, ballistic, and reenactment evidence that contradicts his version of events. I'll give you several examples. Dr. Michael Revelle, emergency medicine physician and medical examiner, opines with a reasonable degree of medical certainty based on crime scene photographs, post-mortem photographs, the notes of the then medical examiner, Dr. Peeler, the statement of Sheriff Pusser and his then chief deputy, and Sheriff Buford Pusser's own statements that events did not occur as stated by Buford Pusser, and that Pauline Pusser was more likely than not shot outside the vehicle and then placed inside the vehicle. Dr. Revelle opines that cranial trauma suffered by Pauline Pusser depicted in crime scene photographs does not match interior crime scene photographs of the vehicle. Dr. Revelle opines that blood spatter on the hood outside of the vehicle contradicts Buford Pusser's statements. Dr. Revelle opines that the gunshot wound to Buford Pusser's cheek was a close contact wound, not long range, as Buford Pusser described, and likely self-inflicted. Kansas Bureau of Investigation Special Agent in Charge Corey Latham and National Forensic Academy Training Specialist Jason Jones conducted 3 series of bloodstain.
But here's the thing. But how come in the one with Walking Tall, you know, the with The Rock, there was nothing about. I mean, I guess it's about he was the sheriff, right? So I don't really understand how is it related to Pusser? Like, I don't even remember. Like, I've seen Walking Tall with The Rock. How is that related at all? I mean, it was called Walking Tall, but it seemed like he was like a military guy that came back, and then he became the town sheriff when it was kind of lawless. But I don't remember somebody's wife being killed or anything like that. Do you guys remember that?
Stain pattern analysis test to replicate the bloodstain patterns on the hood of Pusser's vehicle, and concluded that the bloodstain patterns were inconsistent with Buford Pusser's statements and indicated that someone was injured both outside and inside the vehicle. Ballistics expert Dr. Eric Warren states in his report that the physical evidence in the case does not support Buford Pusser's version of events and instead is indicative of a staged crime scene. This case is not about tearing down a legend. It is about giving dignity and closure to Pauline and her family and ensuring that the truth is not buried with time.
Let me ask you this. In the show Walking Tall, is The Rock...
And the ex-wife of a Berkeley professor.
I mean, is The Rock Pusser? Or is it the bad guy in the movie? And is Jodan Baker in the original one? I think that's his name. Is he Pusser? And that would be the same guy as Rock, right? Okay. Anyways, let's, I mean, isn't it weird when you read these original stories? Let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Go to like the 18th. What does it say? Sheriff Buford, who was recently shot and his wife slain by ambushers, said Sweat was driving on the Leapwood Road on Highway 64 when his car hit the pole, knocking loose the wires. Unusual wreck kills Tennessean. Carl Pusser of the sheriff's office said the young man is married. Sweat was bulldozer operator. Pusser, father of McNary sheriff. Not sure what that is. Let's see. Maybe there's something over here. Yeah, they're got an reward out, $5,000. That's a lot back then. That's like 50,000. Yeah, let's see something months later. What's in here? I mean, were they suspicious of him at all? All these early on, even? Pusser claimed the orders were issued because he was a... I don't know. I mean, I'm not... It doesn't... I mean, if you guys want me to dig into some... You know, the older... I mean, it's probably interesting, the development. I tried to do it yesterday, but then I was sort of thwarted by everybody saying, oh, it's old, Gray, it's old. Yeah, I don't really care if things are old, you know. If something is just solved, it's interesting to go back and... you know, read the accounts and then sort of see what they're at now, and then you get a full picture of what happened. Yeah, so let's see. The attractive wife of crime-busting Sheriff Buford Pusser, who accompanied him on calls because of threats on his life. Well, why would she go on that? In an ambush near here Saturday. Pusser suffered a chin... What was his motivation to do this? Like, insurance or what? Forget it. Maybe I'll look into it some other time, but it is kind of weird. Like, what was his motivation? Maybe he just didn't like her, I guess. Yeah. How long... When did he die? Buford. Well, I always think it's cool when, you know, families think law enforcement isn't still looking into cases and then there's answers. There's a few cases out there that we've covered that definitely should be solved, and the answer's right there, and they just don't do anything. You guys remember that one? I can't remember what it was, where the girl was dating this guy and he was married or whatever, and then she loaned him like $50,000, and then they were going to go on a trip, so she goes to work and gets in the back of his car, and then they're driving, and then she just disappears forever, and, you know, it's like, what? I mean, of course he did it. And it was ridiculous. He didn't want to have to pay back the $50,000, and he killed her. And she's never, I don't know if she's ever been found even. I mean, I don't know, but I remember that one. You guys remember that one at all? Forgot the name of it. I remember I actually called up the detectives on that one, and I said, you guys, look, I mean, this one is, why don't you give it a shot? You know, it's really obvious. Yeah, My Father's Alibi, that one's obvious as hell. Yeah, so we did that one. I remember the other one, too, in Alabama. I think it was Alabama. The girl who was dating this guy, and she worked at the Pizza Hut, I think it was, and then, she got pregnant, and then, but he likes this other girl at the college he goes to, so he takes her out and he kills her, but there's no proof of it, but that's exactly what happened. I mean, they probably, circumstantially, it's obvious. And then her brother wrote that song. What was the name of that song? It was a really cool song. Like Angie or something? Angela something? Yeah, I think it was called Angela. What's the name of that case? You guys? You guys remember it? Come on. I'm going to go look for it really quick. As a matter of fact, I think in here, if I just typed in Angela, it's got to be in here. You remember that one, right? And I had the mom, interviewed the mom. I think I said it right there. Angela Freeman. There it is, right here. Angela Freeman. And remember all this stuff with the... this one's crazy. It's just obvious as hell, man. You got the... where was the... Yeah, there's the Pizza Hut. And then... Yeah, that's right. And her car was found right next to here, next to a bridge, and she was just probably thrown into the water. You guys remember this, right? There was the Pizza Hut right over here where she worked. And let's see. I think the guy's name is... I don't know if his last name is Peddle. Yeah, I remember she was pregnant, right? And her brother wrote that really cool song. Let me see if I can find it. You guys be interested to listen to that real quick? And even if you're not, I don't give a damn. Let me go find it. Yeah, she was pregnant. She was only like 16 or 17 years old. It's a really sad story. She really liked this guy, but he just was like having sex with her, and he liked this other girl in college, so he didn't want to be burdened. Like, she probably was going to have the baby. No, it's Angela. There it is. Wow, I actually found the folder, if you can believe that. And yeah, I've got interviews with the mother in here even. You probably would think that would be pretty interesting, I would think. And I think I even interviewed the brother, Nicholas Freeman. So I interviewed the brother and the mother. Let's see. And that's her right there. You guys remember that, right? There she is. Angela Freeman. She's missing. That's her car that was parked right next to that bridge. And, it's such an obvious... here it is right here. Angela was last seen in the parking lot of Pizza Hut restaurant in her hometown of Peddle. I guess Peddle's the name of the town. Mississippi at approximately 1 a.m. on September 10th, 1993. She was speaking with her former boyfriend, the one she got pregnant with at the time. He was the father of her unborn baby, but he had a new girlfriend. Yeah, there you go, look at it. And didn't want to raise a child. Angela's silver 1984 Honda hatchback was discovered abandoned with the windows rolled down at the old Monad Bridge over the Leaf River in Perry County, Mississippi, at approximately 6:40 a.m. that morning. A photograph of the Honda is posted with this case summary. A pool of liquid on the ground near the car, which police initially thought was transmission fuel, later turned out to be blood. DNA testing proved that the blood belonged to Angela. More blood was in the car itself. Days later, tracking dogs brought to the bridge found one of Angela's white Keds slip-on sneakers in the tall weeds near where the car had been parked. The other shoe was beyond a locked gate leading to a private camp. Angela's purse and keys were never found, and a search of the Leaf River turned up no signs of a body. Angela is not believed to have left her on her own accord. She made a car payment and at a layaway purchase shortly before her disappearance, so she wasn't planning on disappearing, and bought groceries, which would make no sense if she was planning to run away. She also left behind a paycheck for over $200. Angela's parents suspect that a man who was seen washing his truck in Gulfport, Mississippi at 2 a.m. the morning of Angela's vanish was involved in her disappearance. He had been hunting near the old Mounted Bridge earlier. He has never been located or identified. I don't think that. I think they think it's the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend. Angela had dropped out of high school in the 9th grade and was studying for her GED. She wanted to become an X-ray technician or a nurse. She had moved out of her parents' home and was living with a roommate at the time she vanished. She worked at a Crystal restaurant on Hardy Street in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I think the ex-boyfriend is the one who worked at the Pizza Hut. Angela's mother and stepfather stated that although she was not close to them, she would not have left the area without telling them where she was going. Foul play is suspected in Angela's disappearance. Her family is criticized. And by the way, I think the person up here that was hunting, or whatever this person is over here, I mean, all I know is whenever I've talked to them, they said it was the ex-boyfriend is who they think did this. And so I've even interviewed the sheriff's office. I mean, it's crazy. Let me see what this... Where is this thing? I got it right here. I don't know if we talked.
He's not in the office at the moment. Can I...
That was just me attempting to call him. But I did talk to the brother. Involved at this point. I think it was weird that at the time.
They didn't actually report that she was missing until Monday. This was Friday.
I don't know if you guys would be interested in going back over that one again. That one's pretty crazy, isn't it? Hey, Sandy, you keep deleting comments. Can you just calm down by, don't touch people's comments. You've deleted another one. Again. You did one yesterday, you did one today. And there's nothing wrong with Robin's comment or anything like that. Let me see if I can find, let's see, Nicholas Freeman, Angela song. Let's see, Nicholas Freeman. Oh, this might be it. It's really a cool song, actually. Is this it? I don't think that's... I don't know where the, let me see if I can find it. It used to be on here. It was called... God, dang it. 'Cause I've got all these newspaper articles, tons of them. I mean, look at this. Just you know, it goes through the whole thing. Maybe it's time to dust that one back off again, as Aaliyah said. I have 2 interviews with Deborah Freeman, the mother. I see them here. I'm just trying to find it. Yeah, that's not the song. It's really cool. I don't know, man. I wish you guys could listen to it. The one that I'm talking about is different. Yeah, it just doesn't, these aren't the ones right here. And that's not it. See, that's the same as that one, but this isn't the song right here. Had a whole different sound to it. Darn it. Let me see if I can look for it over here on another system. Okay. Yeah, there's another folder. Oh, is that it? Oh, this might be it. Let's see. It's a video. Oh, there it is. I think it's a really pretty song. Here, watch this.
I want $1,000,000. Hey! This is very
Alright, you gotta press the button. Is it recording?
Listen to the song. It's really pretty. Listen to it.
As you can see, her mother comes here frequently, as do I.
Maybe I'll see you again, but only time will tell. Someday we might meet and then be together again, but I don't know where you are, and I feel alone ever since you've been gone. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow
I think it's a really pretty song. That's it. Written about his sister.
seems so long. Nights I wait for you to come home. No, I can't go on anymore. My heart is turned to stone ever since you've been gone. And your love come back home, so I lose my mind. And your love, where are you now with my heart?
See, that's her right there. That's Angela Freeman. Remember that? That one with the Pizza Hut. This is one of those ones that's absolutely should be solved here. This is stupid, right? You know, it's really obvious what happened, and they know who did it, and they keep trying to. They think they have enough, but the district attorney won't do something with it. It's stupid. And so I've interviewed, you know when he was on stage, that's the mom and him, and I've interviewed both of them, and I've talked to the investigators there a couple times, and they're like, oh yeah, man, this they want to do it, but you always got these weak ass prosecutors out there that they need to get the win, so screw giving it an attempt. You know, it's like, you know, you have something that's 1993, you know, you're looking at something 32 years ago, give it a shot, man. You know, don't let the people just skate away with the rest of their life. Give it a shot. If you lose, you lose. Big deal. You know, that's the thing. You'll only get one shot. Well, give it a shot, because if you're gonna wait till he dies, it doesn't mean anything. All right. So I get really frustrated with this kind of stuff. There's multiple cases out there. I mean, my father's alibi is one of them that are just absolutely obvious, and yet nobody's doing a damn thing about them. Stupid. So I don't know if you guys would be interested, but maybe one of these nights we'll go back over that one again. All right? It needs to be talked about. I've got all the newspaper articles. I've got the interviews. And we can listen to it and see what we come up with. Maybe we can start a letter writing campaign to that prosecutor. Remember, it was like she was pregnant, Zozo, and he was a guy that she was sort of seeing, but he was seeing somebody else in college who he was really interested in. And then she met him over at the Pizza Hut that he worked at, and then they find her car the next morning next to a bridge, and there was a little pool of blood next to the car out there, and they found a couple of pairs of her shoes. A pair of her shoes. And, you know, she's missing. She's never been found. Like, she was put in that water and never found. Crazy. So, anyways, thought I'd throw something else out there for a couple minutes, you guys. But tomorrow I'll put out the timeline video. You know, we'll do the first half, and then the next day the second half, and I'll try to augment it with actual, you know, showing image, you know, 360-degree shots inside the house, you know, different photographs, stuff like that. If you're interested, you think that'd be cool? And then maybe sometime we'll do like maybe during the daytime at some point we'll just do one on Angela Freeman. Like, I'll just do a live at, like, you know, 1 o'clock and do that. I mean, that song always gets to me though, because it's a great song, actually. I mean, that's that one, if it was produced correctly, would be like, it would win. I mean, it would win, you know, people would buy it. I mean, it's a really cool little tune. Oh yeah, so let's do the wheel spin here, you guys. All right, we're gonna do for 2 notebooks. So if you win, you got to send me an email with your address. All right. I don't know if did anybody send anything over there? No, they did not. Okay. We are going to. All right, here it goes. All right, here we go. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. That was that big one in there by K. Miller, right at the buzzer there, that got a lot of those slots in there. So there we go. You guys ready? Who's going to win them? Who's going to win them? Bum, 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 bum. K. Miller! All right. All right, so he won one on that. Yeah. So there was one. And, you know, Bundy's got a lot in here too, so we'll have to see how that goes. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Tell you what, Bundy, if you don't win one, send me an email with your address anyways, and I'll send it to you. Although maybe a serial killer wouldn't want to give out his address. Oh, I'm a Galio, almost won, but it's Carolina. All right, there you go. I'll tell you what, I'll do a third one, you guys. Let's do it. All right, ready? Here we go. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. You have to send $5 or more in, and you get put on the wheel. Oh, God, M10, you won. You were like an atom away from Joan Four-Wheeler winning from you, but you did win. That was so crazy. It was like, I mean, it's weird. It's so close. All right, there you go. So those are the winners. All right, so if you're paying attention and watching, then send me an email with your address. Which case you guys are referring to? Green head hanging from his front dreadlock. Which case are you talking about? I've covered so many cases on here, it's almost just kind of freaky. People go, Gray, what about this one? I look it up, boom, there it is. Now, sometimes I don't remember them because it's like 4 years ago. And, you know, not every case hits you the same way, you know. And by the way, you know, I don't know. Who's still here? Are you still here, CR, or anybody? I mean, you guys, it seems like a lot of you take off early in the night. I know it's probably pretty late when I do these. I wish I could give notebooks to everybody. But yeah, it was pretty cool doing the wheel tonight, right? Hey, Mariska's here, everybody. All right, thank you to K-Me, and then CR gifted 5, then Esther M gifted 1, then Ted Bundy, Christopher Marshburn, Carolina, Alley Cake, Ted Bundy again, Alley Cake, Teresa staring blankly Murray, Esther M, Callie, Joan Four-Wheeler Bazik, CR. But anyways, Ted Bundy, if you want a notebook, send me an email. What case are you guys talking about, you guys? Ted Bundy? With the dreadlocks or whatever. I don't know which one you're talking about. And then we got Ted Bundy, then Dixie Hippie, Stephanie Sprague, Carrie Summers, Alley Cat, Timothy Cecil, Ted Bundy again, then Ted Bundy again, and then M10, Jessica Schubach, Todd Tucker, gifted 1, and then Chris Ann Owen. Jessica Schubach was 68 months. Wow, that's crazy. Tubin was probably tied with Zozo, I think. Then Ted Bundy again, and then I'm a Galio, and then Ted Bundy with a double cat eye. So I think Ted Bundy did like 200 or something. Thank you, man. Jesus. Which case are you talking about, Ted Bundy? With the dreadlocks and all that stuff. I have no idea what you guys are referring to. Green bead seems familiar. Now I have to go up and read because you're not answering the question. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea what you guys are referring to. And let's see. Then we had I'm a Galio gifted 5. Then Tube In, new member. And then K-Me, Linda Howe, Mama Mo. Then Dixie Hippie. And then Sarah Jean Mariner Shara gifted a member, or became a new member. And then Carrie Summers gifted 1, and then Ted Bundy gifted 5. Wow, that's now you're like 225, and then Joan Four-Wheeler Bazik. Then I gifted 5. Then allegedly Hay, Nature Lover, and then Deidre Gambrel, Allie Cake, Eric Singer, and let's see, Jamari 9, and then for some reason Kay Miller isn't on here, but she gave 20 channel memberships. It's 100. Double cat eye. All right, so hey, Ted Bundy, are you gonna answer the question? What case are you talking about with the dreadlocks? Mass shooting. Was it in a store? I don't even know which one. Oh, the Lane Bryant. Yeah, I think we did Lane Bryant. Yeah, we did that one. I think I could type in Lane Bryant right here and it would show up. Right there, see? Lane Bryant store, Tinley Park, Lane Bryant. Yeah, right there. Yep, did that one. And that wasn't too long ago, actually, because it's, you can see right here, it's not too far up on the right. So it wasn't too long ago. Yeah, we just found it, Jay Ray. Didn't you see it on the screen? Let's see. Hit the like button on the way out. Anyways, that was kind of a fun show tonight, right? I mean, it was all over the place again, but why not? You know? I wanted to go through all the different things on the listed on that sheet, though. Maybe we'll have to do that again. Yep, it's a store. I don't know. Susan Powell doesn't really interest me that much. You know, it's already, you know, they got it all figured out, and you know, I guess they haven't found her, but I think it feels like we talked about that one time. I mean, it's like one of those ones that's over, you know, like 50,000 people have covered that one. I don't know. I can't remember if we... It seemed like we talked about it at some point. Yeah. Is he a bush pig? Mm-hmm. All right, you guys. Well, hey, special thanks to Ted Bundy tonight for you know, that very generous support there. Appreciate that. A good first night of the month here, and yeah, so look out for the video tomorrow. I think people should find it interesting. Go through the first half of the timeline all the way up until 4:07 and 47 seconds. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see. We've got a... yeah, have a great night. Great. Hey, thanks. Bruce. Have they ever find her body, Bruce? I don't remember now. Did they ever find her? The Susan's body? I know she went missing, I thought, and then he killed the kids, right? Inside the house when the... Like the... I don't know if I'm conflating stories, but like he had visitation and then he killed the kids in a fire or something, and then somehow she's missing too, or what? I forgot how that all went out. Yeah. It's kind of interesting that they have never been able to get the answer to that. And then his dad's still alive, right? Yeah. Crazy. All right, you guys. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Another 3 hours in the books right now. 3 hours and 1 minute. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And make sure to send me your email with your address for the notebook. All right. And hey, Ted Bundy, send me one. Send me an email. I'll send you the notebook. Although, you know, again, you're a serial killer. Why would you want me to have your address? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Zozo. Yeah, the lady who met her ex-boyfriend. It was actually her boyfriend at work. The boyfriend was dating. It was married or something. Remember, she loaned him $50,000 or something. That's the one we were talking about. Jumped in the back of the truck, and there was a cat hair back there. But remember, it was her. She was dating somebody that already had a wife, and she had loaned him $50,000, and then was asking to get it paid back. And then he goes, "Hey, let's go on a trip together." And then so she goes to work, and then he goes, "Hey, you're going to have to duck down because I'm giving some guy a ride home. I don't want him to see you." So she was like in the back of his pickup truck while they're driving somewhere, and somehow she ends up missing forever, and nobody cares to go charge the guy who was driving her. That's one of the dumbest stories I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. No, it's different. No, it's a different one. I just happened to bring that up too. That's kind of weird, Zozo. Like about 20 minutes or 5 minutes before that one, I said these are the cases that should be solved, and that was one of them. That one. That's a totally different story. Yeah, totally different case. I forgot the name of the girl though. I guess if we look that up, I wonder. Let me just type in the general words like let's see. Woman loan a man $50K or was dating woman was dating married man and loan him $50K and went on a trip in the back of his pickup and disappeared. Come on. Brenda Heist? That doesn't sound right. I think this is it. Here. Somehow that looks good. Why does that look right there? Yeah. Hold on. Doesn't that look right? I mean, she disappeared after making plans with secret boyfriend. What's the name of the case? Hold on.
Name, and that name is Bob.
For the most part, just dedicated to her child and to her job, which is why Marcia found
here's the Kenda Ray that we were talking about.
It kind of strange, and she was a little bit surprised to hear that Patty had a new boyfriend.
Police have never released the name of Patty's boyfriend. And
Patty who? I think that's it. Let's see. Mom runs off with married boyfriend and disappears. Patty Atkins. Doesn't that sound right? Hold on. Let me put this in here. Yeah, right there. Patricia Ann Adkins. And huh. That just sounds right, doesn't it? Like, let me go look one more time. Hold on. Sorry, I was about to get out of here, but now I'm gonna have to go look. I just said that, yeah, Patty Atkins. Let me go look up the in my folder. Yeah, there it is right there. So we covered that one in 2021. And let's just see. Patricia Atkins, 29 of Sorensen Drive is reported missing. I should probably get this one. We should look at this one again too. This one's one of the ones that pisses me off. And I had made a phone call to the investigator, and then something like Lieutenant Steers there, and so I'll have to move this one back into this is 2001. I'll put it in here. Just put a text file in there, that way it makes it active. All right, and then what was the other one called? Angela. Shoot. Angela. Jesus. Freeman. Jesus, there it is. Like Angela Freeman. All right. Let me grab that. Paste it in here. That one's a pretty big file. Yep, I found it. I got it. Almost going to play the auctioneer for you guys. And there it is. It's in there. Okay. Right, so we got Patricia Atkins and Angela Freeman. Maybe we should do both of those again. Those are definitely ones those piss me off. They need to be solved. All right, so there you go, everybody. That's funny, though. We were just talking about that one earlier. That was one of the three that I always think about, like, man, that's dumb. So, anyways, thanks, everybody, for being here. Hey, look at that. It's Karen Kiramuntz from Stuttgart. It's in the back of the net. What a goal that was by Karen Kiramuntz. All right, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. That's why we need Georgina Stoliker, too. I don't know where it is. And a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now.
Karl-Heinz Rummenegger.
And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is
Neubegger.
Crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector
is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pop protector.
Reflector, interceptor,
and I mean a respecter with a vector
on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I have a temple fucking
injection. I have no agenda. I'm a pretender,
and I'll serve it to you straight without a blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Yeah, that's okay, Maggie. Maybe we'll get you next time. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for all your generosity and getting the month started off well. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Be safe out there, everybody.
That's not what you say, Mary Lou. You're the one that goes, good night, everybody. Gee, remember how you do that?
Well, tonight I didn't want to say that, Gray.
Well, do it the way you normally do it.
I don't want to.
Yeah, just do it the way you normally do it. It's so simple.
Okay, I'll do it. Good night, everybody. Gee.
That was lame. That was lame.
Well, you told me to do it, and I didn't want to do it.
Okay. Good night, Mary Lou.
Good night, everybody. Yay!
See, that was better.
Oh, I didn't mean to do it right that time. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus, Mary Lou. I just, All right, see you guys later. Be safe.